Get ready, let's get ready, let's get ready. It's your girl, Miss Jewcee. Hey, everybody, come on in. Tell a friend, tell a friend. Trying to get you all in the holiday spirit. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. We're getting started. Hello, hello. Make sure you let us know where you are tuning in from and say hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's your girl, Miss Jewcee. Come on in, tell a friend, tell a friend. We're gonna have some fun tonight. Yes. How y'all doing tonight? Let us know where you are tuning in from. Everybody ready for the holidays? I'm not yet. I'm working on it. It's a work in progress. It's a work in progress. It's such a work in progress, I ain't bought a daggone thing yet. Hey, Camille. Happy holidays to you and yours. I don't know. It doesn't quite feel like Christmas yet. I think because it's still like raining and wet outside here in Cleveland. It's not like we had snow, but the snow keeps melting. We had a couple of blizzards, a couple of, but it just keeps, it's just not quite there yet. How are you doing, girl? How you doing? I know, it's crazy. I'll be there this weekend coming up. I'll be in Indy. Got to come to the wonderful event we got going on in there. If you get a chance, if you guys are in Indianapolis, I'll tell you a little bit about that during the show. A lot of jingle bells in this one. I don't. A lot of bells. You're going out of town? Okay. Yeah, we got an erotic poetry set coming in there from Chicago, which should be a blast. But I will tell everyone about it as well for my indie folk. All right, guys. Well, we had a little Christmassy music, okay? A little Christmassy, getting us in the holiday spirit tonight. But I want to welcome everyone to another marvelous Monday on Juicy Tales Erotic Chat. I am your hostess, Ms. Juicy, and I want to thank everyone that is tuning in. Make sure that you hit like and subscribe if you are out on our YouTube channels. Once again, my girl Jasmine is off tonight. Hopefully, we got another week and then hopefully she'll be back. Okay, she'll be back. She's working late shifts tonight, for the holiday season. So just helping out where she can. So she'll be back in a couple of weeks, but her spirit is with us right here. So I hope everyone has had a great week. I myself personally have had a crazy, hectic, I can't believe it happened to me again week. So I want to share really quick with everybody. Thank you for all the well wishes that you gave. I was definitely in need of those this week. I was in a very bad car accident on Thursday, and it appears at this particular point in time that my car is totaled, but I'm fine. So that's the most important thing. And so is my passenger that was riding with me. So I got to give a shout out to Tiffany. Girl held me down because I was a nervous wreck, and it was just, it was crazy. We've had a lot of snow and ice here in Cleveland. So was getting off on one of the ramps, and the guy behind me did not slow down and ran into the back of my car. So my baby's hurt. My baby's hurt. So yeah, it's pretty bad. Pretty bad. So I'm very thankful that Tiffany and I were not injured, and no serious injuries were sustained, because you guys know Miss Juicy has this thing about, oh, let's take an ambulance ride. Didn't have to do that. I don't think I used up any of my 2 left 9 lives. So, a little sore on Saturday, but I'm back at it. I'm back at it. So I feel pretty good today. And I want to just thank everyone that sent me well wishes and saw the post, saw the car. And just thank you for thinking of me, all your calls, all your text messages. I really, really appreciate it. And I so love all of you. I really, really do. Um, Also, got to give some birthday shouts out. Got to give a birthday shout out to my niece in Indianapolis, Rachel. She is celebrating her birthday today. And my cousin in Buffalo, Sonia. Got to give a shout out to both of them. Happy birthday. I love you guys. I hope you're having a great and amazing day. Okay. And we gotta do the NFL scores. I want to get to those quickly because I don't want to be on the scores too long, because needless to say, I'm not too happy. Where'd they go? I think they quit. I think they left. Possibly I didn't save them. How about that? Might be a problem. Oh, found them. Okay, guys, let's get these scores taken care of. We are in the third quarter with the Bears and the Vikings, and it looks like the Vikings are beating the Bears up a little bit, 13-0 right now in the third quarter. Come on, Bears, at least get a touchdown. Okay, Broncos and the Chargers. Oh, that's this week's. Let me just, what happened? Wait. We only have what? These are not the right scores. Let me go back. Well, we do have the right Thursday night score, but we don't have the earlier scores. There we go. Oh, we have another Monday night game going on. Excuse me. Also, the Falcons and the Raiders. Right now, it is the Falcons 9 and the Raiders 3, and they're in the second quarter. The Packers and the Seahawks. Looks like the Packers beat up the Seahawks 30-13. The Steelers and the Eagles. The Eagles beat the Steelers. Thank you, Eagles. 27-13. The Colts and the Broncos. Looks like the Broncos, it was the battle of the horses there. Yeah, the Broncos ran all over the Colts, 31-13. The Buccaneers and the Chargers. It looks like the Bucks beat the Chargers 42-17. And I'm trying to make sure I get all my scores. And well, this is nuts. Where are my scores? That was only part of them. You know what? We gonna go back and do this the old-fashioned way because yeah, this is irritating. They did not give me the right. Hang on 2 seconds because we got to get the scores in. I'm a football girl, and you all know we got to have our scores. This is crazy. So let's get the right list up for me. Maybe that's the problem. So we're gonna try this again. Teams, news, games. All right, we're gonna try this one more again. Here we go. We got the right list up now. That list, I don't know what that was doing. That was kind of crazy. So we talked about the Bears, Kings, and we've talked about the Falcons and the Raiders. Okay, we are catching up now. Here we go. The Rams and the 49ers. Looks like the Rams squeaked out one 12-6 over the 49ers. The Rams are now 8-6. The 49ers are 6-8. The Cowboys and the Panthers. Looks like the Cowboys beat up on the Panthers 30-14. The Cowboys are 6-8. The Panthers are 3-11. The Chiefs and the Browns. Do I have to tell the score? Okay. 21-7 in that game. The Chiefs are now 13-1. The Browns are 3-11. The Dolphins and the Texans. Looks like the Texans beat the Dolphins 20-12. The Dolphins are 6-8. Your Texans are 9-5. The Jets and the Jaguars. Looks like the Jets beat up on the Jaguars. 32-25. This makes the Jets 4-10. The Jaguars are 3-11. Your Commanders and Saints. Ooh, the Commanders squeaked one out over the Saints 20-19. The Commanders are 9-5. The Saints are 5-9. The Ravens and the Giants. Well, looks like the Ravens beat up on the Giants 35-14. They are now 9-5, and the Giants are a pitiful 2-12. What is going on over there? The Bengals and the Titans. Looks like they met up, and it looks like the Bengals went ahead and pulled that one out 37-27. The Bengals are 6-8. The Titans are 3-11. The Patriots and the Cardinals. It looks like the Cardinals beat up on the Patriots 30-17. The Patriots are 3-11. The Cardinals are 7-7. Once again, we did talk about the horses, but we'll go ahead and mention that again. The Broncos 31. The Colts 13. The Colts are 6-8. The Broncos are 9-5. The Bills and the Lions. That was a close game, high scoring. The Bills 48, the Lions 42. The Bills are 11-3. The Lions are 12-2. The Buccaneers and the Chargers. Once again, the Buccaneers beat the Chargers 40-17. Both teams are 8-6. Thank you to the Eagles for beating Pittsburgh. Yay! The Eagles are now 12-2. The Pittsburgh Steelers are 10-4. Final score is Eagles 27, Pittsburgh 13. Your Packers and Seahawks, once again, looks like the Seahawks pulled it out. Oh, no. Just kidding. The Packers won 30-13 over the Seahawks. And the Packers are now 10-4, and the Seahawks are 8-6. And those are your scores. Okay, we finally got them together. Sorry about that, guys. The other scoreboard that I had was not very good, obviously. So let us get into our topic tonight. I'm very excited about it. And I think it's a topic that we all face at some point in time. And not only as couples, but also as individuals. So I think it's very, very important that you guys get your pen and paper ready and we get your little drinky poo tonight. Miss Jewcee is doing her chocolate wine. Mm, I love it. It tastes so freaking good. Chocolate wine. When I become president, everybody gets a glass every day. Woo! It is so, so nummy. So tonight we are going to be having a great discussion, open conversation on the thrill is gone. Okay. Sometimes when the thrill is gone, we need to put that spark back in our relationships. And this relationship, when I mean relationship, it doesn't necessarily have to mean just about you and your partner, but it can also mean about putting that spark back into yourself. Okay? Because we all go through some things and we all need to go ahead and take an opportunity to love on ourselves, self love. I do talk about that a lot. Self love is very important, as well as being able to add that spark back with your partner or partners. So, let's discuss how sometimes we lose the spark, and then let's talk about how we can rekindle that spark. So, in today's society, a lot of us have a lot on our plate. Okay, men and women, from jobs to careers to, and there is a difference between your job and there is a difference between a job and a career. So, your job, your career, taking care of the kids, friends, family, um, school, work. There's no difference between job, career, and work. Um, just a lot of things that we have on our plate that sometimes gets us a little overwhelmed, gets us out of character, might get us out of sync, might take up a lot of our time. And sometimes we get into a pattern or we get into a rut of where we're always go, 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 do, do, do. And we don't take any time for ourselves. And sometimes we don't take any time for our partners. In our society here in the United States, a lot of people are chasing the almighty dollar. And I get it. You need money for just about everything. And in order to have nicer things or better things, or do better for your children, or even better for yourself, you got to have some money. You just have to. You have to be able to pay for education. You have to be able to pay for transportation. You have to be able to pay for food, clothing, shelter, power. Cell phones nowadays are a much bigger expense than just a regular landline phone used to be back in the day. Okay. So you're talking thousands of dollars for a telephone, plus the bill to use the phone. So there's a lot of things that we have to spend money on: medication, um, like I said, transportation, and just you name it, you think about it, you know what you have to spend in a week's time or a month's time. And that can take a toll not only on a relationship, but it can also take a toll on your own personal relationship with yourself. Operating from a place of a deficit, let's say a financial deficit, can weigh on you. It can weigh on you with your partner, and it can weigh on you as an individual. Sometimes, we want things that we simply cannot afford, and that might send us into a spiral. Sometimes we want to go places or we want to do something, and we simply don't have the money to do it. And that can make us depressed. It can make us stressed. It could make us feel less than. And when those kinds of feelings come over us, a lot of times some people retreat, some people either may go harder even, to obtain the things that they want to have, and some people may just retreat into themselves and um, kind of abandon the cause, so to speak. So when you're up against so many odds and so many distractions and so many um, opportunities to just not be your best, it's difficult to see the light at the end of the tunnel because it looks very, very dark, looks very, very shady. It looks like it's the longest tunnel ever. And how do I get out of this tunnel to be happy or to be content or to be fulfilled as an individual or as a couple? We get into what I call a rut a lot of times. We go to work every day. We got to be to work. Let's just say 9 to 5. So we get up at 6. We have a routine Monday through Friday, and sometimes that routine can be very mundane. It can be very uh, very structured, very stiff, and if you have to do things at a certain time or a certain way. And sometimes when we come home, if you think about your day, especially if you work outside of the home, if you think about your day, let's say you do get up at 6 o'clock in the morning. Maybe you shower, you get yourself together for the day, um, eat a little breakfast, and you're out of the house by 7 because you got to be to work at 8 in the morning. Then you work from 8 to 5 o'clock, and you leave out, you come back home at 6. Okay, now it's time for maybe a dinner with the family. Maybe you're helping with some homework for a couple of hours, or maybe doing maybe a minor chore, something like that around the house. But by 10 o'clock, you're back in the bed. So you've been gone since 6 a.m. and you back by 10, and you're in the bed, and maybe you spend an hour or so before you go to sleep to get around 8 hours of sleep before you have to get up again at 6 o'clock in the morning and do the whole routine over and over and over again. So it can become mundane. It can become very robotic. It can become to the point where, hey, where's the fun at? I became an adult to have some fun, and you're not having that. Then your weekends roll around, and if you have children, a lot of times your weekends might be dedicated to your kids or your hobbies or things along those lines. Sometimes, the fellas want to get together, and sometimes the girls want to get together. Maybe the families want to get together. So sometimes there's just so much going on in our lives that we forget to put the time in to our personal relationship as well as our relationship with our partner. It's very understandable. So I have seen a couple of different videos with people that actually schedule a date. Okay. And there's nothing wrong with scheduling a date, especially if the two of you are so busy. I've also seen a couple of couples, which I think is a great idea, that they sit down maybe at the end of the month. They have a designated day. They get together as a couple and they put their calendars together. They write everything out and they put everything on the calendar so that they can keep their time. It's called time management, but they can keep their time together and they know what is on the agenda for the day, for the week, for the month. In that way, you can communicate. But not only that, but when a couple sits down and does this plan, number one, if you don't have a plan to succeed, you have a plan to fail. So when they sit down and they make their plan and they talk about everything that they have on their schedule, and they're comparing schedules and they're getting new, they're putting their schedules together. This is a part of intimacy. This is a part of communicating. And this is a part of trying to keep your relationship hot, tight, and together. You are planning and you are working through all of the things that you need to work through as a couple. A lot of us don't do this. A lot of us don't sit down with our significant other and find out, well, what do you have for this week? Or what do you have for this month? What's on your calendar? We don't sit down and break it down into categories. We don't sit down and discuss a plan for us, whether it's financial or whether it's personal or whether it's, with the kids, whether it's playtime, vacation. We don't really sit down and talk about a lot of things that we could talk about to make not only our relationship stronger, but just make things run a lot smoother in our households. The three C's, I talk about it all the time. Clear, concise communication is so, so important when it comes to having a relationship with someone. And sometimes we let a lot of things slip through the cracks and we don't have that great communication that we should have with our partners. Um, and we don't schedule that time so that we can actually talk about what we're planning, what we need to do, where we're at, where we're going, where we're headed. This is all part of intimacy as well. And it's also a way to really strengthen the bond that you have with your partner. You guys get on the same page of the playbook when you sit down and you discuss the things that are planned for the month, the things that are in your calendar, whether it's your job. Maybe your job is having a company picnic. And maybe there's a soccer game the same day. How do we work this out? How do we make it so that we could get to both events? Is there a way to do this? But if you don't know that there's a picnic over here, a company picnic, and you don't know there's a soccer game over here, you're bound to be running around, rushing around, trying to figure out how we can make this happen. Um, so let's say the picnic starts at noon and the soccer game starts at 10 in the morning. Is there a way? Is there a way to make it happen? Are there two cars in the home? Is there a relative that can take the child to the soccer game, or one relative or something along those lines? Is there a workaround method? Is basically what I'm asking. Is there a way to make things run smoother in your relationship? You already have the hecticness of everything outside of your relationship. So it only makes sense to try to make things run smoother within your relationship by having a plan. In addition to that, you want to find a way, excuse my heat. It's cold. Okay, it is cold. You want to find a way to be able to do different things within your relationship, especially as your relationship evolves into the years that you all are together. Because sometimes during all this hustle and bustle and everything that we got going on, we lose sight of the importance of our partner. We lose sight of the importance of spending time together, because we are out here trying to chase the old mighty dollar. We are out here trying to create the American dream, or whatever your dream might be. Maybe it's to own your own home. Maybe it's to own some land. Maybe it's to have your own business. Whatever that may be, you have to work for it. And sometimes things get lost in the translation as far as, are we spending enough time together on an intimate level, on a more personal level? Have we Are we just going to, we're work, 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 and we have no playtime, or everything is kind of a chore if it's going to be for fun, or we don't schedule or have any time for that? So what's really, really important is that you do schedule some time to have some intimacy. Schedule a date night, guys. Schedule a date night. It is okay. It's also okay to schedule sex. Now that can bring the spark back into a relationship. Just think about it. Just think about it. It's on the calendar. It's on your calendar, it's on her calendar, and it says in big red letters with hearts, sex. Okay? Now, you can plan that sex at maybe you do a lunchtime quickie somewhere, or maybe you that would be fun. That's fun. Something spontaneous, something spontaneity in it. Have some fun with it. But or it's just we're making sure the kids are out the house, and let's just have some fun. Okay. So that's one way you can put some spark back into things. You can put them on your calendar so that you can see, so that you can anticipate that this is coming up, so that you can get excited about it. Um, those kinds of little things can make a big difference in bringing back the spark that you might have lost. And a lot of people, we think we have to do all of these grandiose things. And a lot of times it's just the small things, it's the small gestures that mean the most to your partner. It's also the small gestures that mean the most to you. For example, let's say you're in a rut. What can you do? Ladies, gentlemen, you both can color your hair. You can cut your hair. You can get a new outfit. Okay. These are small things. You can get your nails done. You can get your hair done. Like I said, you could get a massage. You could do some things that are rewarding for you. Couples, you could do a couples massage together. You could go on a shopping spree together if that's your zhush, okay? Not everybody likes to shop, but if that's something that the two of you enjoy, you could go do that. You don't even have to purchase anything. Sometimes it's fun to go window shopping, okay, as a couple. Let's go and plan our future. Let's go and look at different furniture. Sometimes it's not as exciting, but you know what? Going to buy a new mattress could be. Go lay on the beds. Go test them out. Go see if they're springy. Go see if they're going to be bouncy enough for tonight. Okay. Go try some new things. Go out and explore. Go to a new restaurant. Maybe there's a grand opening. Go to maybe a new concert venue, or a new dining spot anywhere. Okay. Or maybe do something that you used to do back in the day. Remember when you used to go on those walks in the park? That's something that you can do, that holding hands, or holding your arm, holding your man's arm, or um, just talking to each other and just giggling about nothing. Go down memory lane, especially the good memories. Let's talk about, remember when we used to do da 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 da? Or do you remember when such and such happened? Things that are funny, things that are light, that you can go down a little bit of memory lane and recall. That's a great thing to do. And it's a great way to rekindle some things, rekindle a few sparks, remembering the good times, remembering when it wasn't so stressful, remembering when maybe it was just the two of you and not a whole brood of children. Maybe it's those kinds of things that you all can use to rekindle your relationship. So, there's some lists out here that I have been gracious enough to go look at, and just give you guys a few ideas of what you can do to rekindle some of, get a little spark back, okay, in your relationships. You could leave a good morning note. You could leave it on their toothbrush. You could leave it in the mirror. If your spouse or your partner takes a hot shower, you could leave a heart on the mirror, sneak in the bathroom while it's steaming up. You could put a little note. You could say, meet me when you're done, things like that. Just have some fun with it. You could text them a song that makes you think of them. Or maybe it's your song. Maybe you guys danced for the first time to a certain song, or maybe you all watched a movie together and the theme song touched both of you. Um, those are things that you can do to send the songs nowadays, over Apple Play, or whatever you use, Spotify or something, Shazam, and let it play, let it rekindle some things, have some fun with that. Stop by their workplace with a midday pick me up, even if it's just a cup of coffee. Maybe you guys work close to each other, or you're in the same building. It could be a cup of coffee. It could be your wife or husband's favorite candy bar. It could be a rose or a flower or a note. And the note could say, "Meet me later." Okay. Do little things that mean a lot. Okay. Make plans for an old fashioned date on the weekend. Maybe you take a weekend trip together. Maybe you just do an overnighter. That's a nice thing to do as well. And nobody says that your date can't be a staycation, and you can stay right at home and maybe send the kids over to grandma's or over to your sisters or over to their friends, and you have the whole house to yourself. You guys just go in every room and have a great time. Okay, that can also rekindle some things. um Go to the spot where you met, if you're able to do something like that, if they haven't like put up a parking garage or something, but go to the spot where you met, and just maybe sit and talk, or just rekindle, just remember the first conversation we had. Go down memory lane a little bit. Sometimes that helps to rekindle things. Create a photo book of memories. That's something else that you could do. Especially nowadays, we're always taking selfies or taking pictures together. So you could do a little photo book, or you could do a little slideshow, and you could send it to them. Nowadays you can do so much on Facebook, or they what is it, Canvas, I think it is, or it's one of those. I can't think of the name of it. I apologize. But you can make these little movies or little videos of you and your partner, and even ones of yourself. Make a little video for you that picks you up with a song that really makes you feel good, and you can do that as well to rekindle things with yourself. So um make sure you always tell your partner you love them, because you just never know. Say it before you go to bed, say it in the morning when you wake up. And the same thing should be true even if it's just you. Make sure you stand in the mirror and you tell yourself that you love you. Make sure that you stand in the mirror and you give yourself a hug. Make sure it's tight, make sure it's warm. Sometimes just those hugs, I don't know about you guys, but when somebody gives you that really good hug, oh, especially if it's somebody that you care for, there is nothing quite like it. So those are things that you can also do to rekindle, because sometimes that touch, that feel, can ignite a few things. Okay, so there's nothing wrong with hugging and touching each other, whether it's stroking the back of their hand or caressing their shoulders, maybe a little light neck rub, things that will make you relax, and just sitting next to each other, or just laying on, I know I love to lay on my man's chest and just hear his heartbeat. Just doing things they don't necessarily have to be sexual, but they can lead to possibly a little bit of fun time. But if nothing else, they are there for you to get in tune with your person. Um, Let's see. Improve your communication with your partner and let them know your expectations going forward. Sometimes it's nice to have these conversations and, baby, I'm thinking about going back to school, or baby, I'm thinking about changing careers. These are things that you guys can talk about, and will bring you closer together as well, because it's so important that we have some of these conversations. And this might be a nice time to do it. Remember when I was telling you about intimacy before, you want to make sure that you're not confrontational, guys. This is confrontational. When you're that's confrontational. This way, you can have a better conversation. Well, baby, I want to try this. Okay, let's try this. Okay. You can take it down a notch or two. It doesn't have to be on 25,000. We can take it down to like 2 or 3 by like here. Okay. Remember to also, part of communicating is shutting up and listening. I'm going to say that one more time for the folks in the cheap seats. A part of communicating is shutting your mouth, be quiet, so that you can hear what your partner is saying. Okay. Some people don't do that. They want to run their mouths and they don't listen. So, therefore, what is being communicated is misunderstood or not heard and not even contemplated. So, when you're talking, take your time, be quiet, and listen. There's nothing wrong with doing that. Um, let's talk about a few more things that we can do to help get that spark back. Communicate openly and honestly. We've talked a little bit about, I just talked about the 3 C's and communicating and how to communicate. Sharing your personal goals and dreams. That's another way. We've already talked about intimacy and prioritizing that. But one of the things I think is really cool that I found, and this is a good one, this is a really, really, really good one. Celebrate small victories. Okay. So, what does that mean? Let's say in your relationship, let's say your husband got a raise. It's not a big raise, but it's a nice raise. Celebrate it. Okay. Maybe your wife finished her paper on time for college. Celebrate it. Maybe there's something at your jobs that you did very, very well. Celebrate this, recognize it, enjoy it, be authentically happy for your partner. Don't just dismiss it, because a lot of times, a lot of folks don't get the recognition that they deserve in the workplace. And it's nice to have that recognition in your home. If you're if you've learned how to do something new, celebrate it. If you've learned how to, like, let's say you cook something and it's delicious, celebrate that, you know? And how you celebrate is totally up to you. Totally up to you. But don't let some of the smaller moments in your life be insignificant. Celebrate them, because nobody else is going to celebrate them like you can. Okay? So that I think is really, really very, very important. We talked a little bit about physical touch, hugging, kissing, holding hands, rubbing shoulders, massages. Have a couples massage, learn about how to do a proper massage, do things together so that you can be stronger together. And if you can, leave thoughtful notes or surprises, okay? Um, and it doesn't have to be okay. We all know that we're right now, everybody's pretty much struggling one way or another. So financially, it doesn't have to be a huge deal. I know a couple that I have that are friends of mine, and one of the things that he does sometimes is he puts in her car her favorite candy bar. He'll slip it in the car and she won't even know it. And then she'll get in the car and there it is. It's a small gesture, but it lets her know he's thinking about her. You can do something that simple. You can slip a note in his backpack. You can slip a note in his briefcase. You can slip a card. Honey, if you like me, slip your panties in there. Okay. Give him something to open up. Okay. Put the panties in there. just go ahead and be creative and have some fun with it. Y'all know I'm nasty, so there you have it. Well, I'm not nasty, I'm naughty. But anyway, who's naughty or nice? Anyway, but you could do something like that. You could put your panties in his briefcase or in his backpack, and when he pulls stuff out, there they are. So he knows what's on and popping tonight. Okay, so do some things that you can have some fun with, and try some different ways to just rekindle things. So there are a lot of different ways that you can rekindle your relationship, as I stated. And there are also ways that you can seek help. But one of the main things that I found in all of the research that I did on this is a lot of things were about communication, reminiscing, is also a top priority, and focusing, bringing back the romantic gestures, practicing gratitude was an interesting one. Be thankful for the person that's in your life. Be thankful that you're in your life. Okay. Celebrate as much as you can. If you all walk around with a smile on your face all the time, there's nothing wrong with that. People might think you're weird, or they might think, can they really be that happy? It's none of their business. It doesn't matter what they think. What matters is, are the two of you happy? Are the two of you content? Are the two of you growing? And this also happens as an individual. Are you content? Are you happy? Are you growing? Because you have a smile on your face all the time, there is nothing wrong with that. Totally enjoy it. Totally enjoy your relationship, totally enjoy your relationship with your partner, and totally enjoy your relationship with yourself. Too often, we allow too many other people into our relationships. We allow too much antiquated thought processing into our relationships. We have all been told certain things over the years, over the centuries, of how our relationship is supposed to be, and blah, 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 blah. And a lot of people are not happy. Some people need a third person. Some people enjoy a poly relationship. Some people enjoy BDSM. Some people enjoy swinging. And their relationships at home are just as strong. I have met over the years so many couples that have alternative lifestyles along with their vanilla lifestyle of being married with children. But they have found ways, number one, to communicate and to talk about what they want, what they like, what they'd like to do, what they'd like to try to do. And they keep an open mind. They're respectful. Respect is truly, truly lost nowadays. It is truly lost. A lot of folks are just about themselves, and they've lost the ability to respect others' time, to respect other people's thoughts, to respect other people's ideals, to respect other people's boundaries. They're all about themselves, and that's being selfish. It is not the way that we want to be able to put our partnerships and our own focus. You can be a little selfish when it comes to yourself, a little bit, but you still have to be based in reality. Okay. You can't be all about me, and but you want everybody else to do for you, because it don't work like that. It just does not. Okay. So making sure that you have respect for your partner and gratitude for your partner is important, because your partner could be with somebody else, y'all. I'm just going to put it out there. They ain't got to be with you. They could be with somebody else. Okay. So be grateful, be thankful that you have somebody in your life, because everybody doesn't. Okay. And be grateful and thankful that you're healthy, that you as an individual, you're doing well, or you're on your way to doing better. be happy about those kinds of things. Work in work in silence, work in an atmosphere that is going to be conducive for you to be successful and for your relationship to thrive. That is so, so, so important. um let's see, there's a few more I wanted to talk about, a few more options here real quick. I hope you guys are getting something out of this. um I know I did researching it. It really helped me to think a little bit more, especially about my folks in relationships, as well as to think a little bit more about myself. A couple of things that you guys can do, especially, it's going to help. One thing that you can do, it can also help with the bedroom action here, is working out together. Now, for 2 weeks we talked about ED, okay, especially for men. We had our segment on that, part one and part two. And so please go back and listen to those. But one of the things that will help is, ladies, once again, we've talked about, or whoever is the person in your relationship that does the cooking. We talked about the food and eating healthier, making better choices, providing, if you're the cook, making sure that the food is nutritious, and watching the ingredients, watching the caloric intake, watching the serving sizes. So we talked about that. We talked about how obesity can also cause ED. So it would be a great thing to work out together. Go to the gym together, even if it's just you guys walking on the treadmill together, but supporting each other in, if you're trying to do your weight loss journey or a healthier lifestyle, supporting each other through that um, can really, really, really bring a very tight bond, especially when your health is at stake. Okay. So, very important that you possibly start a workout program together, even if it's just walking around the block. um Start together, work together. Maybe you do some of these TikTok videos. I know I've seen a lot where couples are getting together and trying to do some of the couple challenges with the dance moves and the lifts and things like that. Because not only that, but guys, guess what? In your relationship, laugh together. You want to keep a good tight relationship. A good tight relationship has a lot of laughter in it. Okay? It really, really does. You have to be able to laugh. Sometimes you got to laugh at yourself. Sometimes you got to laugh at each other. So have some laughter in there. And sometimes doing some of those TikTok videos or Instagram or Facebook things where couples are doing different things together, and you guys getting into that and trying it, and maybe it doesn't go so well, or maybe it goes great. If it goes great, you have something to celebrate. If it doesn't go so well, you got something to laugh about. Okay. And maybe it's a challenge. Maybe now you guys are like, okay, we got to work harder. We're going to do better. We're going to get this. Okay. Because sometimes that's what it takes, the two of you working together to make something successful, even something just as small as getting a TikTok dance down right. So, those are kinds of things that you can add to add a little bit of smart spark to your relationship. And it also, along the way, can, especially because if you're in close proximity to each other, it could reignite the physical flame. Okay. Of course, once again, the exercising will help with his testosterone level. It should go up if we're doing a healthy diet and healthy exercise. So, once again, we're talking about uh, uh, definitely sharing a hobby together, or even this one I kind of like, share a new hobby together. Get something that you guys go. I don't know how many people have ever seen, like, or gone to a paint and sip. but a lot of these paint and sips are kind of fun. Okay. Some people play games at them, and you get to keep the pictures, and you get to be creative, and you get to sip on a little bit of wine, and you get to have a good time with your partner. And the two of you are like sitting there, and you're painting together, and you're talking, and you're laughing, and it's a casual affair. Some of them have music, like I said, some play games, some have door prizes. So it can be a lot of fun. Go to bingo together. Go do some things that you guys maybe you don't normally do. But go ice skating. Right now is a great time. Maybe you fall on your bun and maybe you don't. But try some things that are new for you, and be encouraging. Keep an open mind. Don't just go with this, oh, I got to go out with him, or I got to go do this, or I got to go do that. No, try a new experience. It's going to make you a better person as well as help your relationship. So try some new things. Go do a pottery class together. Get your hands good and wet. I always remember the movie, what was that movie with Patrick Swayze, and I think it was called Ghost, and they are doing the pottery together, and just having your leaning on your man's chest, or leaning on your girl's chest, or sitting there and playing in clay and getting your hands, just something about that. It's very erotic. It's very fun. So try some different things, a paint and sip pottery class together, maybe glass blowing, whatever it is that you want to try. Go try some things that are new. There's plenty of things in our cities that are inexpensive, that you can go and do together, and just have some fun with it. Try some things that are going to reconnect you, because you guys are going to be working together. Do some things where you work together. Do the what are those things called, where the like the trap house? I don't want to call it like a trap house, but where you the murder mysteries, go do that. Enjoy a murder mystery together with somebody. Have some fun. Even go by yourself for a murder mystery. You never know who you might meet. You never know. Just don't get killed while you're there. um so have some fun with a murder mystery, a dinner and a movie, or dinner and a murder mystery. Just have some fun. Do some different things. Do some things out of your comfort zone. But when you do those things out of your comfort zone with your partner, let me just tell you, it just is a whole new feeling, a whole new sensation. Um, it's so important to try new things. It's so important not to get stuck in a rut. Whoo, boy, do we get stuck in a rut. We get so mundane, and we get to the point where we just do the same thing over and over and over again, and we don't do anything different. Try some new things. Try a new restaurant together. Heck, grade the restaurant, critique the restaurant, make it fun. Um, Go to maybe there, in a lot of our cities, there are historical sites that we've never been to. Go to those. Go see some of the historical sites that are in your cities, that are in your counties. You might be just surprised. If you're like Cleveland and you have a lake, take a walk down by the lake, climb on the rocks, be kids again sometimes. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy a little bit of nature. Take a walk in a park. Make a picnic in a park. Heck, make a picnic in your living room. You don't even have to go anywhere. Okay. And the other thing, here's a good one: set up those little TP tents for yourself and your spouse. Have a sleepover just with the two of you, and do some s'mores or some popcorn and watch a movie. But fix it so it's like a tent, and throw some pillows on the floor, and just enjoy each other's company. Watching, have a Netflix and chill night with a flare. But just do some things that are gonna rekindle and spark your relationship. Sometimes you have to think out of the box. And a lot of the things that I have suggested to you are inexpensive. So if you're on a budget, you don't have to spend a lot of money. Hallmark cards are great, guys, but you could also make your own. Okay. You can get you some construction paper and write your own. You can get a post-it note and just write on there, I love you. Date it and give it to somebody that you love. There are so many things that you can do to improve your relationships that are so simple. We don't have to make them complicated. We don't have to make them all involved. But what we do have to do is put in the effort. Not only the effort for your partner, but also the effort for yourself. Take the time also, if these little small things are not working, consider counseling. Counseling can definitely help a lot of people. And people, look, bury your pride. My father always told me, do not let your pride stand in the way of what you need or what you want. Some of you have too much pride, and your pride's going to get you in a world of hurt. Okay? A pride is going to get you, fellas, it's going to chase away a good woman. And ladies, your pride is going to chase away a good man. All of us need help every now and then, and there's nothing wrong with talking to a professional. The problem is a lot of y'all want to talk to your friends and your church and your this and your that, and then you got too many folks up in the bedroom. Too many in your business, too many running their mouths about you. Learn to do some things in private. And if you're doing counseling, the person can't talk about you to everybody else. There is a confidentiality that is a lot easier to manage when it is simply a counselor that you can sit down to and tell your darkest and deepest thoughts. And they're not going to pass judgment. They're going to be there to help you move forward. Understand, relationships take work. A lot of people put down that relationships are complicated. Relationships are easy. People make it complicated. Okay? So I hope you learned something tonight. I hope you take something back to your relationship, whether it's with your partner or partners, or whether it's with yourself. Do some self love, do some breathing. Also, guys, sit down sometimes and just get off your phones, get off your iPad, get off your computers, put them away. Have a time, like when you're not going to take the computer or the laptop to the bed like I do, um or the phone. Have a time in your relationship where it's just the two of you. And if you have to put that on the calendar, put it on the calendar. If you have to get you guys on a good set of habits, if it has to be on the calendar, this is what we're doing. We are not looking at our phones. When you guys go to dinner, don't have your phone out. Put your phone up. Leave your phone in the car. Okay? Don't take everything with you. Make sure that you're spending that time with your significant other, and you're really spending that time with your significant other, not on the phone. Okay, so I hope some of this stuff helps. We'll definitely be talking more about how we can make our relationships better, hot, tight, and together. Okay, if that's what you guys really want to do with your relationship, is keep it hot, tight, and together, then you have to put in the work so that it can stay that way. And you have to be willing to grow. Okay, because when you're sedentary and you're boring, there are ways to spark it and spruce it up, and they're pretty simple if that's exactly what you want to do. So I truly hope you guys got a little bit out of this. I enjoyed researching this. I'm going to even do a little bit more research on it so that I can do a part two as well. And I think there's some great tips in there for you to try, and there's some great tips for me to try, just on as an individual and with my partner. So make sure you guys are trying some of these things. Let me know if any of them work out for you, and how it goes, how it turns out. Okay, so once again, if you're following me on YouTube, please hit the like and subscribe. It is Ms. Jewcee on YouTube, trying to get my followers up. So if you would be so kind as to do that and have your friends follow, that would be absolutely wonderful. I would appreciate it so, so much. But I will be back next Monday night. Okay. This is the Monday before Christmas. I'm going to try to get back in town in time, so that we can have one great, great show before um, our Christmas holiday takes place. I hope that everybody is enjoying their holiday season. Hanukkah is underway right now, and we got Christmas next week, and then we're going to have Kwanzaa after that. So make sure that you remember the reason for the season. Make sure that you spread some love and joy and happiness, and make sure you come back next Monday night to join myself, Ms. Juicy, for another marvelous Monday on Juicy Tales Erotic Chat. We're going to go ahead and end this with some really fun Christmas music, of course. Come back and join. Come to bed with me, okay? So we're going to have a great holiday time, and we'll see you next Monday night, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard, 8:30 Central, 6:30 for our folks out on the West Coast, and 10:30 for our brothers and sisters in Barbados. As always, remember to enjoy, enlighten, and embrace eroticism. Ms. Juicy out. Love you guys. Got the jingle bells going.